The spiritual secret to inner strength. How to never let others affect you. A journey through the storm. Imagine yourself walking through a violent storm. The wind screams around you, rattling everything in its path. The rain lashes down like shards of ice, cutting through the air. Trees bow under the force, branches snapping and tumbling to the ground. The world seems on the verge of collapse. The darkness is thick, pressing in from all sides. Thunder crashes overhead, shaking the very ground beneath your feet. The howling wind robs you of warmth, each gust slicing through your clothes like a blade. The storm is relentless, merciless, a force of nature that does not care for your comfort, your fears, or your struggle. It moves with one purpose: destruction. Yet, in the midst of this chaos, there stands one unshaken figure, you. You remain still, unmovable, like a towering mountain rooted deep within the earth. No force can bend or break you. The storm rages, but you are untouched. But what does it mean to truly be unshaken? Does it mean you feel nothing? That the cold does not bite? That the wind does not howl in your ears? No, you feel everything. You hear every roar of the storm. Feel every drop of rain against your skin. But it does not move you. You do not surrender to it. This is the essence of true strength, not an absence of struggle, but an unyielding presence of will. The ability to endure the storm without being lost in it. The ability to face chaos and remain whole. Now, imagine carrying this unshakable stability within you every single day. No insult, no criticism, no hostility from the outside world could reach your core. Every cutting remark, every disapproving glance, every attempt to undermine you would pass like the wind against stone. Think about the last time someone's words stung you. When a careless comment or judgment made you question yourself. In that moment, you may have felt small, exposed, like a fragile leaf caught in the wind. What if, instead of shrinking, you stood firm? What if those words passed through you like a breeze through the branches of an ancient tree? This is not an impossible ideal. It is not a privilege reserved for a select few. This level of inner strength is within reach for anyone willing to cultivate it. But it is not given freely. It must be built, nurtured, and protected. It requires a deep commitment to self-awareness and an unwavering will to explore the depths of your own mind. To understand your mind is to understand your storm. Where does it come from? Is it an old fear? A wound from childhood? Is it the expectations of others? The weight of past failures? Every person's storm is unique. Yet all storms share a common truth. They only have power over you if you allow them to. Carl Jung, one of the greatest explorers of the human psyche, believed that true freedom comes not from changing the external world, but from mastering the inner one. To navigate the storm, you must first know its shape. You must become aware of what disturbs your peace and why. The storm is not your enemy. It is your teacher. The wind may scream, but it also clears the air. The rain may pour, but it also nourishes the earth. The darkness may be deep, but it is in darkness that light is most needed and most powerful. You do not fear the storm because you understand it. You recognize its patterns, its rise and fall, its moments of intensity and stillness. And in doing so, you learn that the storm is not an all-powerful force, it is simply weather. It comes and goes, but you remain. The people around you, the world itself, will always try to pull you in different directions. Society will tell you who you should be. Friends and family will impose expectations. Strangers will judge you without knowing your name. The storm will never stop coming. But when you are rooted in who you truly are, none of it matters. You do not need external validation. You do not seek approval. Your worth is not defined by others, it is defined by you. The journey to this level of stability is not easy. It demands courage, discipline, and the willingness to look within, to see not only your strengths, but also your weaknesses, your wounds, your fears. It is not about ignoring reality or pretending negativity does not exist. It is about something far more powerful, a transformation that allows you to use your inner world as both a shield and a guiding light. Imagine walking through that storm once more. The wind still howls, the rain still falls, the sky is still dark. But this time, you do not flinch, you do not shrink, you walk forward, steady and unshaken. This is the path we will walk together. Prepare yourself. What you are about to discover could change the way you live forever. Breaking free from external influence. Life is a delicate balance between our inner world and the chaos of the outside. How often have you felt shaken by someone's disapproval? A single unexpected remark, a judgmental glance, or even an indirect comment can make you feel small, insignificant, or not good enough. In those moments, it may feel as if you are at the mercy of forces beyond your control, like a leaf caught in the wind. But the truth is this: external influences only have power over us because we allow them to. Carl Jung, a pioneer in the study of human consciousness, revealed a profound insight. True freedom is not found by trying to control others or reshape the world around us. It comes from looking within. The key to liberation is hidden deep inside our minds, in the places we often ignore. Jung spoke of bringing light into the shadows. These shadows are the unseen forces within us, the fears we avoid, the doubts we suppress, the insecurities that whisper we are not enough. They do not disappear simply because we ignore them. On the contrary, they influence everything: the choices we make, the way we react, and even how we allow others to treat us. But here is the paradox: the shadow is not our enemy. Jung encouraged us to see these hidden parts of ourselves not as demons, but as messengers. Every fear, every insecurity, every limiting belief is trying to tell us something important. Imagine walking into a dark room. At first, the unknown terrifies you. The shapes and shadows seem menacing. But the moment you turn on the light, you see things for what they truly are. The fear disappears. The same is true for our minds. When we explore our shadows, we begin to understand where they come from. A fear of rejection might stem from childhood. A lingering insecurity could have been planted by someone else's words. A belief that we are not good enough might simply be a story we have told ourselves for too long. Now, ask yourself, what would happen if you stopped fighting these shadows and started learning from them instead? Behind every fear lies a hidden strength. Behind every insecurity is an opportunity for growth. And behind every limiting belief is the chance to rewrite your own story. Facing our shadows is not easy, but it is the first step toward true freedom. It is time to turn on the light. Rewriting your destiny. 3 steps to unshakable inner strength. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." This means that whatever we refuse to face inside ourselves eventually shapes our reality. The fears we ignore, the doubts we bury, and the insecurities we pretend don't exist, they all become the unseen forces dictating our lives. But there is good news. Destiny is not set in stone. You can rewrite it, one step at a time. Here's how. Step 1. Become the observer. The first step to freeing yourself from the influence of others is to observe without reacting. When someone criticizes you, provokes you, or tries to pull you into their negativity, take a pause. Instead of reacting immediately, ask yourself, does this situation truly define me? Or is it revealing something I need to work on? Becoming an observer means stepping back and creating space between a trigger and your response. Instead of getting lost in emotions, you see situations with clarity. Here's how you can practice this. Count to 10. When emotions rise, slow down. Count before responding. Use conscious breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Repeat. Visualize from the outside. Imagine watching the situation like a movie. What advice would you give yourself? By mastering this step, you take back control of your emotions instead of letting external forces dictate your reactions. Step 2. Strengthen your inner core. Carl Jung taught that inner strength comes from being deeply aligned with your true self. This means knowing what you stand for, what matters most to you, and what boundaries you will never compromise. Think of your inner self as the roots of a great tree. The deeper your roots, the less the wind can shake you. Here's how to strengthen your core. Define your core values. Write down the 5 values that guide your decisions. Reflect on them daily. Set clear boundaries. When someone crosses a personal limit, express it calmly but firmly. Write a personal manifesto. In a few lines, describe the person you want to be and the principles you live by. Revisit this whenever you feel uncertain. When you strengthen your core, external negativity loses its power over you. You become unshakable. Step 3. Transform negative energy. Negative emotions, anger, fear, insecurity, are not your enemies. They are signals. They reveal where your boundaries have been crossed, where you are holding yourself back, and where you need to grow. Jung taught that what we reject or suppress does not disappear, it controls us from the shadows. But if we learn to face these emotions, they can become fuel for transformation. Here's how. Keep an emotion journal. When you feel a strong emotion, write down what happened, how you felt, and what lesson it holds. Use creative visualization. Imagine transforming anger into strength, fear into wisdom, and insecurity into self-awareness. Practice reverse gratitude. Find the hidden gift in every painful experience. Even criticism can reveal valuable lessons. By transforming negative energy, you no longer run from emotions, you master them. This is the key to true inner power. Conclusion. The path to unshakable peace. By following these 3 steps, becoming the observer, strengthening your inner core, and transforming negative energy, you free yourself from the influence of others. You become unshakable, like a mountain in the storm. This journey is not about closing yourself off or ignoring emotions. It is about mastering your own mind so that no external force can define you. Which of these steps do you feel you need to work on the most? Reflect on it, and let this be the first step toward a life of true inner power.